Okay, today we're going to take a look at Ella. She's a 32-foot thrower, and she sent me this video, and we're going to see what we can do to help her to increase her distance. She's at 32, just over 32 now, so one more shot in slow motion. All right, let's compare her with Joe Kovacs. Let's take that up to full speed now. You can see how much faster Joe Kovacs gets to the center and gets the release out. So let's see what we need to do to get to that kind of throw. All right, so we already talked about having your wrist, instead of facing upward, facing toward the neck more, and then having the elbow more horizontal, which you're doing now. Good. And then at this point, we don't want that elbow to be too far ahead of your shoulder. Let's take a look at Joe Kovacs real quick. See, he's got the shot toward his neck. He's got the elbow out, horizontal. And then right here, you can see the shot, or his elbow is in line with his body here in the shoulders. Okay, so it's not far ahead like you've got here. Okay. Another thing I want to take a look at here is you can see how far back your shoulders are from your knee and your foot here. What you want to do is you want to create a left side axis here. Let's see. Along with your foot and your knee, you want to get your left shoulder over. Let's take a look. You can see how Joe Kovacs has his foot and his knee and his shoulder all here in a vertical line. This is the axis he's going to rotate around and get into the circle. You can see how far back your shoulders are. So you want to lean over here. So you can see how his body is leaning that way, and yours is vertical. Okay. All right, let's move on. Another thing I want to do is create a line down the center like we did here with Joe Kovacs. So I'm going to start where your feet are right here. We're going to draw a line between them all the way across the circle. I see you're not throwing in a shot put circle, so make sure you're starting and your finish where your toes are is 7 feet across. So that's going to be the length of your shot put circle. Okay, so next I want to see where that right foot lands, and it should land right on that line. Okay, take a look at Joe Kovacs, and you can see his foot is right on the center line. Okay, that way you won't have all your weight over to the left too far. All right, another thing I wanted to point out was you want to have that right leg extended right about here. At about, this is 12 o'clock, so that's probably somewhere around 11 o'clock. Okay, so let's get your foot forward one more frame. You can see it's still bent. Okay. You want that straight because you're creating the inertia there. You're maximizing the radius of your long limbs. They're going to shorten later. Which brings us to the next point. Right about here. Joe Kovacs has got the right foot below the knee right here. You see this line? Okay. And then when we get you into that position, I guess you're hitting it. You're hitting it right here, so that's good. Good. It's easier to see from a side view. But yeah, you're getting that knee up, the thigh up, right here, just before you land. All right, so the next point I want to bring up is over-rotating this left leg. You should stop this foot and knee right about here. the left knee, left foot. And if we continue on, you'll see how they continue rotating. And now they're going out this direction, okay, rather than this direction. And that's part of the reason you're landing over here too far on the left side of the circle. Okay. Another thing is right here, you can see how your eyes are looking downward. You want to get those up here horizontal. Take a look at Joe Kovacs. See his eyes are up here. Okay. All right, so you want to keep your eyes up looking the horizon. Keep the shoulders level, left arm level, right elbow level. All right, so now we've landed, and yeah, you want that left foot off the ground at this point. By the time Joe Kovacs is just about has his right foot on the ground, right here, the right toes, you can see how the left is pretty much horizontal, the left shin, and you can see how yours is still in the ground. And you've got this long lever. So again, we're trying to shorten this now so that you can accelerate into the center of the circle. So you want to get that foot off sooner. We call it zero support phase. That's right here. You can see Joe Kovacs has both feet off the ground, so he has no support on the ground, and you never achieve that. You always have one foot on the ground. Okay, so getting up in the air, you'll see that's you're gonna rotate. It's gonna be much faster, much smoother. Okay, so don't over rotate. Get both feet up in the ground, up in the air. Get that left foot to the front sooner. Right here, you can see the on your right foot, you kind of go out to the outside of the foot. You don't want to do that. That's putting the pressure outward. Again, that's because you're not landing in the center. You want to have that foot level. Okay. You do want to keep that heel up. Never let that right heel drop. In the previous video, you sent me the heel hit the ground here. And that stops your lower body. So that this looks better. You can see here you're on the outside of the foot. Okay, and so next I'm going to look at the left landing. Your left is taking a really long time to land, and so that's opening up your upper body, giving it time. Okay, you want to land that left foot a lot faster, and you don't want that left to be so far to the left. Okay, see Joe Kovacs a little bit this gap between his left toe and the right heel. And you can see the gap between your left toe and your right heel. Looking left to right, it's quite a bit different. Okay. Shot you want between your feet here, looks good. You want your shoulders, see your shoulders are out here. Joe Kovacs is about this, a little bit less, but you want to, when that left toe lands, you want your shoulders as much as you can facing 12 o'clock. Your hips will face this way at 9, so if you want to get maximum separation, you want to get your shoulders as much as possible facing the back of the circle, and your eyes should be back here too. Okay, you can see in this case your eyes are already looking almost to the throwing direction there, and Joe Kovacs is over here facing with his hips at 9 o'clock. Okay, so you're losing some torque there. You want to keep the shoulders and the hips separate as much as possible, so you can unwind and release into that throw. All right, let's delete some of these lines, and let's see how you finish. Okay, you can see Joe Kovacs' upper body is pretty much straight. It's got a little bit of lean to the left. It's probably better if the shoulders are level and he was square to the front. And as you come around, extend that left leg fully. It looks like still bent here. You want to straighten that all the way out. You don't want to lean over this much here to your left. Okay, so you're going to the left and you're throwing over here to the left. Your shot should be going this way over here. Okay, watch Joe Kovacs' shot. It's going to go pretty much straight from this point. See? And your shot's going off to the left because of that lean. So one, it's you're splitting the forces. You're going left, and then the shot you're trying to throw over here to the right or into the center as much as you can. Try to work on reverse. That's where your right foot will finish near the toe board. Let's watch Joe Kovacs switch his feet. Okay, here in the air. He's keeping the left foot on the ground as long as possible. Then he reverses. The left foot will land, or the right foot will land where the left foot was, right there. Okay, that's a good reverse right there. That'll continue to drive the right hip into the throw. Okay, that's about all I have. If you make any changes, I know it's a lot of information. Start from the back, work your way to the front. Work on that lean right here, that shift to the left. And if you make some more changes, send me another video and we'll take a look. All right, thanks.